Research is an integral part of agricultural development of any nation. Because of its role, the Nigerian government established different agricultural research institutions and federal colleges of agriculture to help the nation keep up with the trends in agriculture. These research institutes and colleges are under the supervision of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, ARCN, for optimal performance. Tonight on the program, we will take a look at ARCN and its contributions to agricultural research in Nigeria. I'm your regular guide, Ibrahim Yusuf. Thank you for joining us on the program, Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria. Sit back and watch after this break. There are trending events at the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Let us kickstart the program with the stories from the ministry. In our diary tonight, Ministry strategizes to implement gender policy on agriculture. Also, federal government set to reduce fish importation. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and other relevant stakeholders gathered in Abuja to reaffirm their commitment to the socio-economic empowerment of women, the girl child, and people living with disability in the agricultural sector. The event was a roundtable workshop on the implementation of the 11 objectives of the National Gender Policy on Agriculture. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umahihe, while delivering a keynote address, stated that inequality between men and women poses a serious threat to the effectiveness of the agricultural development agenda. Umahihe reiterated the ministry's efforts to address the gender gap in the sector while urging other stakeholders to ensure commitment to the implementation of the policy.
I hope that the outcomes of this workshop will lead to tangible commitments, including effective gender mainstreaming strategies, by assigning roles, responsibilities, and timelines to stakeholders on the implementation of the policy document. I have no doubt in my mind that stakeholders will take delight in carrying out assigned responsibilities for our women for positive outcomes.
The policy document to address the gender gap in the agricultural sector has 11 objectives, which include to address gender constraints, mainstreaming women in agricultural extension delivery, mainstreaming women in climate change, amongst others.
Building the skills and competencies of smallholder farmers who are predominantly women on mitigation and adaptation strategies against climate change. Second one is improving the cultural practices that inhibit women from accessing inputs.
In pursuance of the transformation agenda of the federal government, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Sabo Nanunu, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment towards improving the aquacultural subsector through increased domestic production of fish to reduce importation of frozen fish into the country. Speaking during the International Dialogue on the Transformation and Future of Aquatic Food Systems in Nigeria, held recently in Abuja, the minister, who was represented by the Director, Fisheries and Aquaculture Department, Dr. Ime Umo, said the important role of fish in food and nutrition, as well as security, cannot be overemphasized. He further stated that despite the potential impact of the fisheries and aquaculture resources, the subsector is confronted with numerous challenges, including the high cost of inputs, need for improved access to finance, amongst others. He, however, assured that the ministry is working towards addressing these challenges. As human population increases, the need to increase food production becomes even more pertinent. This may be difficult if man continues to practice agriculture without innovation. Herein lies the importance of agricultural research. In this serious business, the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria works hand in hand with research institutes and federal colleges of agriculture to ensure that agricultural practices in Nigeria benefit from research. In our next segment, Records of the FDA, we will take a look at the establishment of the ARCN, its mandate, and how it has been able to meet its objectives. Keep watching.
From the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, Ibadan, Institute of Agricultural Research, Zaria, to the National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, alongside many more of such institutions established by the federal government, it is obvious that Nigeria places high premium on agricultural research for development of the sector. In the early 2000s, however, government considered the need to make agricultural research institutes more efficient and effective by synergizing the various research institutes. Government also decided to remove research institutes from the monitoring and supervision of the Agricultural Science Department in the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. This was to free research work from the bureaucracy of a ministerial setup. As an alternative, the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria was established for monitoring and supervision of research institutes and colleges.
So in the wisdom of the government, the idea of having an agricultural research council to supervise, monitor the activities of this research institute, to advise government on the issue of agricultural research, training and extension became very, very pertinent. A bill was sent to the National Assembly, and this bill was eventually signed into law in 2006, and the Agricultural Research Council took off in 2007.
Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria took off with 9 major mandates, among others.
To design agricultural research for the various agricultural research institutes in line with the policy of the government. 3 is to monitor, supervise, and give directive to the various research institutes on matters that have to do with training, research, and extension. The 4th one has to do with documentation, ensuring documentation of the various research findings by the research institute. The 4th one is to ensure that there is publication of the various research efforts.
ARCN is also saddled with the responsibility of generating funds for research and providing training, among other things.
To ensure a proper coordination of the training arm of the various research institutes, because the research institute had training arms. And that is why you find out that there are colleges of animal health and production technology attached to the National Veterinary Research Institute. There are colleges of agriculture attached to the various crop research institute. So it is to ensure that there is a coordination. And then lastly, but not certainly the least, is to try and see whether we can formulate policies and regulations that will guide and protect, agricultural research products.
Aside generating funds for research, the Institute monitors the utilization of the funds by research institutes and federal colleges of agriculture. Even as it monitors the organization under it, ARCN is also being monitored. By the Act establishing ARCN, it is directly under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, and it is expected to present its audited account to the Accountant General of the Federation.
They will take the report, the audited report, to Presidency, for example, Auditor General. I think 77 copies is always for each year. 77 copies will be submitted to Auditor General. They will distribute it to other agencies that need information, maybe finance, the Presidency itself, to give details of how the money appropriated to ARCN, for example, is expended.
Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria by mandate has all the agricultural research institutes and Federal College of Agriculture under it for monitoring and supervision. Some of these institutes are Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, Ibadan, Institute of Agricultural Research, Zaria, Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, Ibadan, Lake Chad Research Institute, Maiduguri, National Agricultural Extension and Liaison Services, Zaria, National Animal Production Research Institute, Zaria, National Cereals Research Institute, Badegi, National Institute for Freshwater Fishery Research, New Busa, National Institute for Horticultural Research, Ibadan, National Roots Crops Research Institute, Umudike, National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, National Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research, Lagos, National Institute for Oil Palm Research, Benin City, Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria, Benin City, among others. Aside the research institutes, the ARCN also has 11 federal colleges of agriculture under its supervision, which include Federal College of Agriculture, Akure, Federal College of Agriculture, Ibadan, Federal College of Agriculture, Ishiagu, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, Ibadan, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, VOM, Federal College of Freshwater Fisheries Technology, New Busa, Federal College of Freshwater Fisheries Technology, Baga, Federal College of Marine Technology, Lagos, Federal College of Veterinary and Medical Laboratory Technology, VOM, Federal College of Agricultural Produce Technology, Kano, and Federal College of Horticulture, Datinkowa. The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria is constitutionally mandated to appoint chief executive officers of these research institutes and recommend them for the Honorable Minister of Agriculture for approval. Aside that, ARCN also screens the work plan of research institutes and federal colleges of agriculture.
We have a strong leader, a visionary leader that with his wisdom, he has revived and strengthened these institutions to have direction. So he has given them direction, strengthened them, and gave them target for research. So that by the time, before even you go and defend your budget, the work plan has been screened by ARCN and approved.
The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria has substantive organizational structure that provides adequate guide for the research institutes and colleges under it. At the top of that structure is the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, followed by the Minister for State, a chairman of governing board, executive secretary, and the directors of various departments.
Under the executive secretary, you have the directorate, 5 technical departments, and 3 service departments. Then it goes down the lane. The technical departments include Plant Resources Department, Livestock Department, Agricultural Extension and Socioeconomics Department, Knowledge Management and Communication. And I think I've called Livestock. Then you have, on the service part, you have Administration, Department of Administration, you have Finance and Account, and you have, in the technical department, you also have Fisheries and Aquaculture, making 5. In the service department, you have Department of Administration, you have Finance and Account, and you have the Planning, Research and Statistics, making 8.
The success of any life endeavor lies in planning. At the kick-off of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria in 2007, the council had in place a take-off plan, which was centered on the establishment of its departments and manpower development. Thereafter, in 2011, the council also had what they called Strategic Development Plan 2011 to 2020.
ARCN strategy plan 2011 to 2020, actually it was, I could say it's a success in a way. The fact is that let's start from the development of the plan. The ARCN strategy plan was developed in a participatory manner. And indeed, as at that time, we had looked at it that, okay, if we are developing a plan, and the plan constitutes an area where the council, ARCN, will be the implementer of such activity. And there are areas within the council that, within the plan, that our institute or college are the implementers of such activity. Now, all the institutions and the colleges were involved. Private sectors were involved. Non-governmental organizations were involved in the development of the plan.
The focus of the strategic development plan was to strengthen agriculture research system in Nigeria. In this regard, the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria performed excellently in several areas of the plan.
To strengthen our agricultural research institutions, or generally strengthen agricultural research and extension system in the country. Now, that is also achieved in a way. Outside that, through the project, we also did human resource capacity building around the institutions. Now, we went to the institutions, we realized that some of these institutions are have short of breeders. And without breeders, no matter how much you intend to generate new varieties, you have challenges. Now, what we did was to say, okay, with the project, we brought in resources and placed down for postgraduate trainings, most of them outside Nigeria, to train breeders from some of selected research institutions which have such challenges. And we trained them at master's and PhD level.
Aside the strategic development plan driving the ARCN, it also ensures flexibility of the plan in alignment with government policies on agriculture.
While we have drawn a strategic plan, once the plan of the government changes or the policy of the government towards it changes, we must key into that plan. Like, for example, we had to modify, our strategic plan, based on what came about with the agricultural transformation agenda.
Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria ensures that standards are maintained in every research. Through its meticulous supervision, a lot of research institutes have made impactful researches. In our next segment, Partnership for Development, we will shift our focus from the mandates to the results the ARCN has been able to achieve in collaboration with research institutes, federal colleges of agriculture, and other stakeholders in ensuring innovation in agricultural research to promote food security in Nigeria.
Every part of this country has something to offer.
One of the necessities of Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria is to pilot collaboration with agricultural research institutes and federal colleges of agriculture to make breakthroughs in agriculture. ARCN, in collaboration with organizations under it, has achieved a lot of innovations in the agricultural sector.
A disease we call tomato blight, the army worm. We developed the technology that fought against it. There are some of our research institutes that are into fabrication. Like most of the oil extracting machines were fabricated by our research institute. For example, stores produce for storage, because of spoilage. Has developed a lot of things against fungus of onion, how to store fish, how to store tomato. All these things are being developed. These are technologies that are developed by our own people.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development has given a marching order to the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria to work tirelessly with the National Institute of Oceanography and other fisheries research institutes and colleges to increase fish production to reduce importation of fish into the country. In this regard, the ARCN has made significant progress.
They have surveyed the whole of our coastal plain. Today, we can tell you precisely the amount of fish materials that we have. They have a jetty, they have constructed a jetty where some of these fishing ships will come and bath. It has already been put in place. And the ship now, has been on the sea doing a lot of research work. They have developed fingerlings, new fingerlings.
ARCN, in its wisdom, has identified the challenges bedeviling fish production in Nigeria, and it has gone into partnership with ECOWAS to enhance fish production.
Nigeria happens to be a center of specialization for aquaculture for the whole of West Africa. So we did a lot of research in collaboration with Neoma in Lagos, NIFRI in New Busa. And then we came up with technologies that cut across the value chain of fish. One, we are able to develop technology of improved, high-yielding variety of fingerlings that were made available to farmers.
For ARCN, the era of importation of fish into the country will soon be over, as concerted effort is in progress to attain self-sufficiency in fish production.
The inland water we have in Nigeria, I believe, is enough for us to even produce, feed ourselves, and even export. So I look forward to a situation where one day we will be exporting fish, that we don't need to bring fish from outside the country and the rest, if we can actually utilize the facilities, the inland waters that we have in Nigeria.
ARCN has also encouraged research into cash crops like cocoa, rubber, cashew, maize, among others.
The crops that are developed, some of them have characteristics of high yielding, they are resistant to pests and diseases, they are adaptable to dry climate areas.
2017, or that around 2016, there was a flood, if you could remember. One of our research institutes, the National Research Institute in Badegi, in collaboration with Africa Rice, they developed flood-resistant varieties.
Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, in collaboration with Agricultural Research Institutes, is also making effort to partner with newly established agricultural institutes like the National Seed Council, Soil Science Council, and the state governments to further reposition the agricultural sector.
Our minister has signed a mandate with Mr. President. And number one on that mandate is to try and see how we can relate as a research institute with the various state government. And I can tell you, for example, the National Institute for Oil Palm Research are right now having high-level discussion with, for example, the government of Kebbi State, in order to look at what they can do to assess the land there as to whether they can go for palm oil.
ARCN has shifted research from focusing on the basic research to problem-solving research. In this regard, it is making efforts to solve the farmer-herders conflict in Nigeria through research and sensitization of farmers and herders.
If we don't address the crisis in the cattle industry, then it means Nigeria is losing a lot of income. And one of the areas where we need to address is the system of managing our cattle. Presently, the farmers use transhuman system of management, which entails moving from one place to the other. And then looking at our situation currently, the issue of cattle rustling, the issue of farmers, herders, clashes, and we'll see that that particular system of management is not worth it.
There is no limit to the problems research can solve in the field of agriculture, be it low yield, pest control, climate change, drought, etc. With research, improved varieties of plants and agricultural practices will always make a difference. And Nigeria hopes to secure this development through the activities of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria in collaboration with the Agricultural Research Institutes and Federal Colleges of Agriculture under it, as well as other relevant stakeholders. Join me again for the continuation of the achievements of the ARCN next week, same time and same station. Until then, do have a good night.